stop. You haven't subscribed to the channel yet? Subscribe now. We have new stories every day. Now, let's go. Fractured promises. Aaron pulled into his driveway after an exhausting day at work. The house was dark, its stillness a stark reminder that Emma wasn't home. She was out, as she often wanted to be these days. Aaron leaned back in the driver's seat, closing his eyes for a moment, hoping to shake off the heaviness that had settled over him. Their marriage, once full of light and laughter, felt strained lately. Emma had only been 21 when they met at a mutual friend's party. She was vibrant, spontaneous, and her energy had captivated him. He was 29 at the time, more settled, focused on his career in real estate. Despite their age difference, their chemistry was undeniable. They married quickly, swept up in their whirlwind romance. For a time, things were perfect. Emma was supportive of Aaron's long hours, and Aaron adored her youthful spirit. But over the past year, cracks had begun to form. "I'm too young to feel this old," Emma had said during one of their many arguments. "What does that even mean?" Aaron had asked, his voice laced with frustration. "It means I didn't sign up for this," she had retorted. "You work all the time, Aaron. I'm here alone most nights. I didn't think being married would feel like being trapped." Her words had stung, but Aaron didn't know how to respond. He was building a future for them, a solid foundation. Didn't that matter? The fight replayed in his mind as he sat in his car. He had relented tonight, agreeing to let her go out with her friends. "You deserve to have fun," he had told her earlier, trying to sound supportive despite his reservations. "But be careful, Emma." Her face had lit up. "Thank you, Aaron. I'll make it up to you, I promise." She had kissed him on the cheek and disappeared out the door, her heels clicking against the pavement. Aaron had planned to work late, but he finished earlier than expected. He decided to surprise her by being home before midnight, hoping to show her he was willing to compromise. But as he turned the corner to their street, he noticed a car parked nearby. The closer he got, the more uneasy he felt. The car's interior light was on, and he could make out two figures in the back seat. His heart sank when he recognized Emma. Her head rested against the window, her hair disheveled, lipstick smeared across her face. Beside her sat a man he didn't recognize. His shirt was unbuttoned, and his fly was undone. Aaron's chest tightened, a mix of rage and heartbreak surging through him. Without thinking, he slammed his hand against the car window. The noise startled the couple inside. The man fumbled to straighten himself, but Aaron was already yanking the door open. "What the hell is going on here?" Aaron shouted, his voice thunderous. "Man, I didn't know she was married." The guy stammered, scrambling out of the car. Aaron grabbed him by the collar. "You didn't know. You didn't think to ask." He shoved the man backward, sending him sprawling onto the pavement. "Please, Aaron, stop," Emma cried, stumbling out of the car. Aaron turned to her, his face a mask of disbelief. "Don't you dare try to defend this," he roared. "I wasn't," she started, but he cut her off. "Save it, Emma. You're drunk, your makeup's a mess, and that guy's pants were unzipped. Do you think I'm stupid?" Tears streamed down her face. "I didn't mean for this to happen. I just wanted to feel alive." "Alive?" Aaron echoed, his voice dripping with bitterness. "And you thought this was the way to do it? By humiliating me? By throwing away everything we've built?" Emma reached for him, but he stepped back, his hands clenched into fists. Just don't. Go inside. We'll talk tomorrow." She hesitated, then nodded, her head hanging low as she walked toward the house. Aaron stayed outside, his mind racing. He couldn't go inside. Not yet. The next morning, the silence between them was deafening. Aaron sat at the kitchen table, his coffee untouched. Emma entered the room hesitantly, her eyes puffy from crying. "Aaron, I'm sorry," she began, her voice trembling. He looked at her, his gaze cold. "Sorry for what, Emma? For getting caught?" "No," she said quickly. "I'm sorry for everything. I've been selfish and reckless. I know I've hurt you, and I hate myself for it." Aaron sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Why, Emma? Why did you feel the need to do this?" "I don't know," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've been feeling so lost. I love you, Aaron, but I don't know who I am anymore. I thought maybe if I just let loose a little, I could figure it out. Let loose, he repeated, shaking his head. Do you even realize how much damage you've done? You didn't just let loose, Emma. You betrayed me. Tears fell down her cheeks. I know, and I'll do whatever it takes to fix this. Please, Aaron, don't give up on us. He stared at her, his expression unreadable. I don't know if I can trust you again, Emma. And without trust, what do we have? The conversation ended with no resolution. Over the next few weeks, they tried counseling, but the wounds ran too deep. Aaron couldn't shake the image of that night, and Emma struggled with the guilt and shame of her actions. Eventually, they agreed that divorce was the only option. On the day the papers were signed, Emma broke down. I never wanted this, she said through her tears. I never wanted to lose you. Aaron's voice was steady, but filled with sadness. Neither did I, but sometimes love isn't enough. As he walked away from the courthouse, Aaron felt a strange mix of emotions. Grief for what they had lost, but also a glimmer of hope for a new beginning. In the quiet of his now empty house, Aaron reflected on the past 3 years. He realized that sometimes, no matter how much you love someone, you can't save them from their own self-destruction. And sometimes, the hardest thing to do is let go. Life would move on, but the scars would remain. A reminder of a love that burned brightly, but couldn't withstand the storm.